Imagine, for a moment, being dropped to the ground in an unknown land and then being told, well, off you go then, full autonomy. The world is yours to do with as you like. Sure, there are tooltips that tell you what you can do, but not what you should. There's no instructions, no quest markers, just your naked and worryingly moist character and a world. Many people experiencing this for the first time find that there is huge joy in this kind of unknown. Freedom, a sandbox, an empire of glittering possibilities. Your first experience might be working out how to tie sticks and stones together to make an axe to gather firewood, or it might be being chased across the map by a very angry pig. But your experiences teach you far more than the tooltips can. You learn how to play the game through play. It's the same in the real world. When we work from a place of autonomy, when we don't feel controlled or needing to adhere to a certain script, we can use our unique perspective on the world to explore where our work is taking us instead of focusing just on an output. If we have the freedom to find the right kind of solution instead of having to stick to a project plan, we can innovate, adapt, and grow, and we may get a better outcome. But the difficult truth is that while autonomy sounds utopian, most people aren't ready for the terror that accompanies this freedom. Stepping off the beaten track sounds like a great adventure until you meet that pig again. A highly structured environment gives us the illusion of control, and control is incredibly reassuring. Knowing the system, following the game's progression path, gives us the idea that we are in control of the world, of our own paths towards success. Just like a child leaving the structure of school for the adult world, finding your feet in a new and unstructured landscape can be incredibly challenging. Fundamentally, when you take away a defined and understood structure, you are revealing a deeply uncomfortable truth. There is no order, life is chaos, nothing is simple as it seems, 42 is not the meaning, destiny is dead, and we are all somehow just clinging on to this chunk of space rock, hurtling through the uncaring, unfeeling, endless expanse of space because we can. Yeah, that would be the terror. We call this the debilitation curve. Initial joy, followed by terror, with a rainbow sprinkling of existential dread. The Gateshead Bridge Builders, a community building initiative who were empowered to autonomously make their own decisions about how community resources should be spent, said of their experience, but if someone can learn to navigate this deep discomfort, magic happens. No, not that kind of magic. This kind of magic. The magic found within autonomy, of saying, let's build a village, and letting people follow their own path towards whatever that looks like for them. Some of the buildings may be elaborate constructions that took hours of work and copious amounts of materials. Some may be plain, functional boxes. One person may build a wall to keep the monsters out. One person may spend hours decorating a picnic table simply because it adds beauty to an empty space. And someone else may die 13 times by falling while building the lighthouse. A lighthouse that helps us find our way in the dark. One advantage of highly structured spaces, though, is that it's easy to organise other people's activities. Jobs can be delegated so that the different parts fit together seamlessly. Without this structure, coordination becomes much harder. In our village, different people building their own projects sounded great, but getting the boat out of the narrow dock often involves damaging it by smashing it into the walls, and you can't run up some of the staircases without getting stuck. It becomes tempting to want someone else with an overall view of the situation to make the big decisions and prevent issues, or to want to step in to take charge yourself because it's comfortable and feels less risky. Most organisational settings are also averse to risk-taking, even though innovation relies on taking risks. After all, it's one thing to unlevel all your skills in a game by falling off a lighthouse 13 times, but it feels like another thing altogether to take risks in the real world, especially when other people's failures may also impact you. When you ask people to take risks in a world of uncertainty, they will fail. they will often panic. They will get frustrated, and not all of them will succeed in pushing past the discomfort of feeling like an idiot by repeatedly falling off that damn lighthouse. They may not be able to recognize that the thing they are experiencing is a difference in autonomy, and that the experience is a personal one. Instead, they tend to think that the game isn't well designed or is unfairly difficult, or that the collective impact agency is not doing their job in setting up the Bridge Builders project for success properly. They often try to impose some kind of structure and control over the environment instead of leaning into the autonomy and growing into it. This leaning in takes a lot of self-reflection and finding a way to let failure be part of the process, which usually means first feeling comfortable. In psychology, we see this kind of support play out in attachment theory. A child who is well attached to their caregivers, who feels safe, will feel okay to explore further away from them. And our facilitating bravery program seeks to establish the same foundation, sitting with the disruption from autonomy while also maintaining the relationships that are needed to navigate it. In our experience, autonomy works best when people can bounce ideas off each other, feed each other knowledge and experience, gain a good sense of what is going on in the organisation individually, and have the space needed to reflect together. It is a terrifying path, but it can be a rewarding one. Together, we can grow, learn, create, surprise ourselves, fall off, learn how to get back up again, trust our decisions, and even see old problems with new eyes. Perhaps we sometimes need to be the lighthouse builder to see the world from new heights, and to truly, deeply understand the joy in finally creating that featherfall cloak you never knew you needed.